Hello everyone and welcome to On the Fly with Cass. We are here talking to you. Today we're a little more relaxed than yesterday, and we've produced some really great content on Wacko News over on the TikTok platform. We talked with God this morning, and currently we're on the fly, so we don't really have a whole lot to talk about. However, it's interesting because during the evening last night, I told myself to write down some things about what we were going to talk about. However, if I did that, then it wouldn't be on the fly, would it? We've got some energy coming through that's trying to show me they're trying to flip us back into the negative by planting the demons to come into your spaces today. So they're trying to plant demons into your space. Now, I want you to understand that when you're upset, I get upset. And we've got individuals who are really working some bad energy today. So we're going to do our best to keep creating your content. We're going to be aware of negative emotions around you. You're going to need to speak direct. We're doing some talking here. I almost feel like we could just sit here with you for like 10 minutes and we would get our content. I don't really feel like talking to y'all right now. I feel like chilling in my room, which is where I love. Like previously during all of these, the best times were just me and God. However, that's not how a real leader works, is it? So they're doing some things to people around me that I can't get upset about. Just to let you know that when you're content creating around people who are content creating, it's a big time competition. However, it's portrayed as if it's not a competition. And that's what I'm looking to shift and change and transform, because content creation is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be pointing the camera out there and filming other people. You're supposed to be sharing yourselves. And then eventually you conversate with each other. So we don't have a lot of that going on right now. We have a lot of people trying to get somewhere. We got all y'all out there trying to get yourself somewhere, whether it's a new job, it's fans and followers, it's a husband or a wife. What are you doing, Zelda? You know, it's dolphins, get out of here. We got some perverted dolphins because women are perverted, y'all. We got people going to lunch with people they shouldn't be going to lunch with, is all I can say. We're just moving some energy in longevity. So even right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm trying to relax. Hazel's getting on my nerves for no reason. She's not doing anything. She's just looking around. That's the experience of what people are feeling right now is everything, people's presence, even if they like them, they get on their nerves. That's devil behavior. So no matter what you say, it's the energy inside you that people are exchanging. So you being open to all these people with hugs and handshakes doesn't work right now. And that honestly isn't very professional. See, you occur as if you're their family, however, they're not your family. We may do some singing later in just a moment when I'm done with this video. This is kind of what a vlog looks like, isn't it? We did some work with John Mayer this morning, and it's very similar to what we're dealing with Chris Martin from Coldplay, a huge ego around women's vaginas. It doesn't work for me. John is definitely a vagina chaser, or has been in the past. However, his is also associated with an intelligence game. And just to let you know, Chris Martin went to elite schools and he's very intelligent as well. However, that doesn't mean jack squat about you. We did some education with Gene Simmons on his relationship with his long-term wife, which has been an extremely miserable life for you. And you know that, or do you know that? And I don't really care what you have to say, lady. You should have figured out yourself along the way and got yourself your own career. You don't even love Gene. Jim Carrey shows. Did you sleep with Jim Carrey? You want to understand that the intertwining of people on this planet is insane. They try to make everything so heavy and meaningless, and I'm going to tell you, you're not going to do that to me, although you need to take it as meaningful and mean something. You're not competent in what you're up to. You're not good people. So whatever you do means something. You're all clinically insane. You're psychiatrists, you're psychologists, and then you go on your platforms and you're creating more insanity upon all of us. Spiritual leaders aren't spiritual leaders. If you're teaching meditation and your name is Joe Dispenza, you're not a meditation teacher, you're a psychotic. Anyone who's taken classes, such as Monovan, who's taken classes from Joe Dispenza, you're psychotic. Monovan's actually a psychotic schizophrenic who can act her way from 1 minute video to a 2-minute video, but past that, it's very clear who she actually is, which is seriously weird. It's very evident in the podcast that we saw with her and that Chloe chick and Gary Vaynerchuk. There's a lot more messages in there that I wasn't really willing to take a look at because it's just really getting just annoying. She's just so annoying. Everybody, I'm going to tell you, let me see if I can get my voice into a space that you'll really understand. This is extremely annoying Mona Van is so annoying. She's so annoying, Gary. She is so aggravating. How do you hang out with that? How do you hang out with that? She's so aggravating. Kim Kardashian and her sisters are aggravating. Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and what's the other one? Kourtney Kardashian, Travis. I don't even understand how you can tolerate being around them. I don't understand how you can tolerate being around Paris Hilton or J-Lo. I mean, they are so boring. Their gym workouts are boring. Drinking wine with them is boring. Going to dinner with them is boring. Having sex with them is hideous. It makes you want to puke, Travis. Justin Bieber. Joe Manganiello. It makes you want to puke to think that you kissed that on the lips. Gene Simmons. John Mayer. You actually cannot stand Taylor Swift for what she's done to you. And the same goes for any other man that she wrote a song about because she put herself on a high horse because she liked to play the victim. That's not an empowered woman, because then she created a carbon copy of herself amongst millions. However, her songs, because they're controlled by industry, aren't even what her songs are actually about. But she's been so controlled in her career that they forced her to making you think that those songs were about John Mayer. Was it Harry Styles? I think you might have gone out with Harry Styles. I don't even remember. What's the guy from Twilight? There ain't nothing there between the two of them, and I'm not even sure there ever was. However, you as fans and followers won't let it go. That's how crazy you all are. There ain't no feelings between Travis and Kourtney Kardashian. There ain't no feelings between Mona Van and Gary. Except for complete hate, which occurs to her as love, because that's how psychotic she is, because she doesn't know what love actually is. reminding you that these women only see the narrative of what the man can bring them when it comes to fame and fortune. When all we want from you all is to be creative and to inspire us to get our goals and successes. We don't really give a shit about who your F-U-C-K-I-N-G industry does. You teach people how to treat you. Meaning when you go on the Ellen show and she wants to imply to get the goods on you and you act like your best friends, Adam Levine, or Jimmy Fallon, who you turned into a wacko, man. I was talking to your mom last night. I mean, do you remember what it was like to be a person? Are you always in your brand? Are you always playing your gimmick, Jimmy? And I love how Jimmy Kimmel always tries to pop up ahead of Jimmy Fallon, but I'm going to tell you, Jimmy Kimmel, you're an asshole. That's your brand. We got to break up the energy because y'all are so crazy. Y'all are real wackos. No, we're not playing. We're actually getting some real work done today. See, y'all don't like to do real conversations, real discussions, because you actually have to take responsibility for the things that you've done to people. And that really doesn't sit well with you because you've been catered to so much through your entire lives. Because most of you started in the business when you were in your 20s. And then you just thought you were kings and queens back then, and then you never evolved yourselves. Because all you saw were dollar signs. And some of us, I said, for some of us, we have on record who you used to be and who you've become. And to say honestly, it's kind of an empty shell of who you used to be because you've been violated and abused so badly. However, you have this dream and goal in your heart of business being for good people, but you're operating like the rest of them because you have to, and no one's willing to speak out against it because you're hanging out with Scooter Braun and inviting him to your conference. But your audience is relating to it because they're a carbon copy of you. Although you're coding it with a pretend existence of who you are. But that's not who you want to be. However, it's who you're forced to be because you're working with devil energy. God doesn't want you to have everything that you want. I'm sorry. He wants you to learn along the way, and He wants you to fail. Why does He want you to fail? Because that means you're battling the demons. Do you get that? That's important for you to hear that one. That means you're battling the demons if you're failing, because now you're going to be stronger when you're battling the demons. And the more people who are battling demons, the more the light can shine on the dark. However, God wants you to have everything, but not for free. Because if you're getting it for free, then you're not working with God, you're working with the devil. Your personalities express that you're working with devils. Kim Kardashian works with the devil. Brad Pitt has admitted that he's worked with the devil, blinded by the devil, but learned some hard-ass lessons to realize that he didn't want to work with the devil, he wanted out. The Democrats work with the devil. Some of the Republicans work with the devil, occurring as if they work with God. Donald Trump works with God. How do I know? Because me and Donald Trump have been working together now for 6 years. We've been on a mission to save the planet. Some of you are deep in the trenches. It's hard for you to see, based on your experience, what's devil and what's God, and that's the lesson. I mean, some of you made some really shitty mistakes. Now, how will you repair the mistakes that you made along the way to restore your integrity? Because that's the life lesson in the journey. Hello? 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 It's like you never break out of the vicious circle. You just continue to do the vicious circle. Same thing, different day. Same thing, different day. Yeah, same thing, different. That's called the vicious circle. Hazel, stop. What a boring life that is, isn't it? Motivate definitely works with the devil. She tries to make Gary feel bad. So let's just bring and restore integrity here with this situation. Gary calls himself a hobbit because Mona calls herself a hobbit. That was Gary V throwing words. But he understands what I just said. I could tell Gary, I'm like seriously attracted to that man. Like nobody else. It's like very much electric attraction. However, I shouldn't say that because as soon as I say that I'm attracted to him, the devil comes and tries to bring women to him to cross his boundaries. That's how sick these women are. However, it's Gary's responsibility to have confidence in situations where he bashes them across the head when they cross the boundary. Let me move some of that energy real quick. People don't actually like dealing with that all day long. I'm not sure where this came from. As a dental hygienist working in the mouths of thousands of men, cleaning nastiness off their teeth, attractive, wealthy, successful, I don't have this desire to be desired by them. As someone who worked directly alongside of Baron Baptiste, in a week-long immersion, I never had but an inkling of a moment. And the very first time I met him, which was, I wonder if he's single. And then I diverted my attention to the fact that I don't really give a shit if he's single or not. This is the difference between me and other women, is I care more about getting something out of this weekend immersion or this week-long experience than I do about having sex with the leader, because I know if I cross that line with the leader, that this experience for me to learn and grow would shift so dramatically that I wouldn't get what God wanted me to get out of it. However, the devil wants you to think in the way of sex. This is new age Democrat thinking with content creators who let their titties show, and that's Monovan. That's what Monovan does to a community. And I told you this in the beginning when you invited her into the space. This is a children's toy we're dealing with here, not some seductress who is so freaking dumb. She shows you her pudding with the clink-diddy-clink. Seduction tactics. Ding! They're all doing it. Ding! This is Pavlov's law. Monovan is evil. Ding! Monovan is evil. Ding! You can't stand Monovan. Ding! She's really ugly. Ding! Monovan is ugly. Ding! Monovan looks like shit. Ding! Monovan is dumb as rocks. Ding! Monovan is weak. Ding! And she's very weak. Gary Vee controls his decisions. Ding! Gary Vee controls his decisions. Ding! Gary Vee controls his own decisions. Ding! It's a constant vicious circle. Subconsciously, they're working with your although they don't really know that they're doing it. They kind of know what they're doing, but they're really dumb. They don't really know what they're doing. They just think they're using their titties and their vajayjays to get your rocks off, but you're not getting your dingling hard. I'm sorry. They're trying to convince everybody of that, though. I want to really move this energy, so let me hold on a minute. You're not getting your dinglings hard off of them. Ding! So let's try this exercise in the next 24, 48 hours. You need to be eating food for one. You need to make sure you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't care if it's a fast sandwich. I don't care what you're eating, but you better be eating. I want you to eat dirty if you want to eat dirty. Nachos. Yeah, I'll have some nachos. Smash that salmon in her effing face. You can eat whatever you want, Gary. Ding! You are way too skinny, by the way. Ding! And you ain't putting up with no bullies known as the Democratic Party either, Gary. Ding! And y'all better start your armies. I'm not sure how you dudes who I've constantly tried to assist aren't supporting each other, because you do know that the women work in cults, right? It's a women cult, meaning if it comes out that Joe is cheating with some woman. And that's why he's divorcing that trash hoe, right? First of all, women are excited that he's getting divorced because now they think they have an opportunity to be with a single guy who is Joe. The next thing, if Sophia decides that she wants to bulldoze him over, and she decides to tell us that he has cheated on her, then she creates a circuit of psychosis amongst females to destroy Joe. Attempt. And that's what women are actually up to. And then they run their mouths to all their little so-called friends, but they're not really friends. Because if Sophia's friends with that girl over there and Joe sees her at a bar, that girl over there is going to try to sleep with Joe. That's how it works. Gary is cheating on me with Mona Van. But Gary ain't the concern. Mona Van is the concern. I'm married to Gary Vaynerchuk. However, Gary and I have a business deal, don't we, Gary? Gary and I are madly, deeply in love. Me and Gary and myself. Hold on, let me try to do the voice that y'all like. Gary and myself are madly in love. Madly. Like, I've never been this in love with anyone in my entire life. It's like grounded in like honest, authentic friendship with fun and joy and excitement, and like there's like no end in sight, meaning, you know, like with people you get to know. Like, I watch Gary's videos like all the time because I can telepathically communicate, and so we're constantly hanging out, and I never get tired of him. Consider that. But that's because I'm self-aware too. It's like a match made in heaven. Gary and myself are a match made in heaven, and everybody on the planet benefits the fact that Gary and I are married. Do you understand that? It's God's love. That's not this seduction thing. The reason why I got so upset isn't because of me. It's because Mona Van. It's because of Mona Van. Because that's the kind of relationships that she likes to fuel, is that drama. Do you see how these women, such as Kim Kardashian, are fueling these types of relationships for men across the globe? An adult relationship looks like, Gary, I understand that you decided that you wanted to date someone else. I want to say thank you so much for the time that we've had together. And this is hypothetically speaking, because we're dealing with industry, we're dealing with Hollywood, and we're showing you what Hollywood and all of them are up to. So we put our relationship on the line so you all could see the truth of what the folks like Kim Kardashian, internet celebrities, and Mona Vans, how they operate in relationships. And I've talked to you about this multiple times, yet it continues to fall on deaf ears because we still haven't initiated contact. But why do you think that is? We're still uncovering bullshit because that's how deep this shit runs. They just came out with aliens and horrific stories of how aliens have violated my rights, your rights, everyone's rights. And y'all aren't sane enough to see that you're being overtaken by other things, thoughts that have no clue around realism of human life. So consider that I was paid to post all over his platform. And consider that he was in a television show on every podcast that he's ever been on. And the only thing that's authentic is the fact that he's a good person and he's trying to expose everyone. And that goes for a couple people. It's not just Gary. There's a bunch of them. I'm going to even say Travis Barker's involved in this. He lowered his values and ethics and morals in front of his kids, and his kids are his number one. And then so did Gary. Lowered their standards so low to expose this junk, because that's the kind of people they are. And this runs so deep that they're what is it called when you did a deal with the devil and you're doing God's work? You don't just call people out. You actually have to go into the trenches and unwind the things that you made, and it takes a lot of fucking work. I see you, Travis. I see you, Adam. I see you, Adam Levine. I see you, Joe. And it's really, I'm talking to the guys now, it's really hard to hold space for all of you at the same time. You do understand how heavy this is, right? That's how intense these hoes are. But you want to get it, that's how strong I am too. I keep telling myself I only need one of you, but y'all are also darn amazing. I can't help myself. I love y'all. Some of my most bestest friends. People I grew up with. I'm sorry if I yelled at you. I just wanted to try an apology, because John Mayer said today that you don't apologize in when your voice is off, because it creates a weakness. And I agree with that with an audience, for sure. With an audience when it comes to your performance. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I swallowed I couldn't believe you said this, John. You swallowed a tea bag or a straw of a tea or something, and then the straw got stuck in your throat, and that's because someone was evil. And then the straw was halfway out and you had to sing through that. That's called slave labor. I can't imagine that Travis, imagine your life to go like this. So like when I think of Travis, I'm going to use Travis as an example. And thinking about your life as it has evolved into a successful career in music. Now you have extreme talent in music, and there's no reason why you should ever not be in music. That's the thing. Same thing with John Mayer. Same thing with, I'll say Chris Martin. But you stay over there. However, the industry controls your mind to say that you don't belong. You never belonged. Gary Vaynerchuk should always be in the entrepreneur sector, working in social media, and teaching those that come after him. And the same thing for Mark Zuckerberg. And then, what was I going to say about that? However, I don't know why you feel the urge to fight about this or something. Or you have no humility attached to it. Or people like put you on a pedestal. Like, I never place a doctor on a pedestal. But then you want to take a look at your fans, your workers, and they're always looking for a handout, for something free, for a DICKSUCK. How are you going to help me? Instead of people thinking on their own lives and say, well, how am I going to help myself? And how can I let John Mayer teach me so I can do it? Because I don't know why people can't see the value in succeeding because they succeeded, not because someone gave them the free handout. However, that's what you're drawn to when it comes to the female counterpart. Taylor Swift succeeded on her own. Shania Twain succeeded on her own. Britney Spears succeeded on her own. There's a couple others. Madonna, Katy Perry. However, they still wrap themselves, well, I shouldn't say Britney Spears or, there's a couple. I guess I'm specifically talking to certain individuals. Still sold out with fake relationships. Fake relationships. Why? Because you're not self-aware, you're not secure in yourself, and guess what we're battling? Jealous women. But you're the one causing the jealousy because you're not, because you're jealous. I don't want to talk to women. You want to understand the shift in energy when we talk about women. The new age of woman, though, is the Mona Van and the Kim Kardashian, because the biggest entrepreneurs are dating and married to them, which then makes them the leaders of the space. I know that, but let's take a look at this as the character game of the narrative that you're trying to portray, and these people see it as if it's really happening. Brainwashed. Unrealistic minds. They aren't thinking clearly. They're trying to live their own lives. They're trying to create success on their own. And then they look at you, who they admire, and now you're engaged to a fake ass like Monavand. You kiss her at a conference. It's very, I don't even know if you see the vastness of the downfall of what you did by kissing her like that at the conference. The only thing I can wrap my head around with that is that you're trying to teach the people in the crowd, the owners of the Be Friends, what not to do. But it's been 2 years. She controls you and she owns you in her mind. This isn't a relationship. We're, again, back into slave labor, which creates a really toxic experience for me. I mean, honestly, I don't really care what goes on over there. You do get that, right? But the energy that she pushes over to me creates the reaction that you receive. So if she does it to me, she's doing something to your audience. Obviously, your fans and followers are not connected to you like I am. But she's doing something to your audience. That goes for Joe's fans also, even though you're not so much in the spotlight. However, yours looks a little different because it's definitely you and your acting abilities. Or your potential to grow yourself into a more expanded version of yourself. Because these people are like dead weight, dragging you down to the bottom of the ocean. I could like go back to like seeing myself and Travis and even Post Malone going for a hike in the mountains. That sounds rewarding to me. It sounds way better than making $1 million. Skiing, yes, sounds amazing. Gary, you're gonna snowboard. You want to get how you say ski all the time, and then Mona Van goes to Utah, and then she goes skiing by herself. That's how she gets the mental connection for everyone to think about her. However, the reality is they're all thinking about me all the time, and who is she? Well, I'm God. Channeled. I'm God channeling. I'm channeling God. I love God. I love for God to tell me what to do. So it's like way bigger than Jesus' lifetime. However, whatever you do on your side, you like try to get me to a place of discomfort. It's really bizarre. So, for example, and this is putting it on Gary's staff, is they would purposely post posts that they know would upset me. So if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to your community. My goal is to change the way that the internet operates. To tear down the biggest buildings. To recreate marketing. To save the animals. To put guidelines around the internet and ChatGPT and AI and content creators, which means you're going to have to get some sort of degree. Then you're going to have to do CE requirements. And make it more challenging than just some floppy dick running around making content. To take out the Democratic Party is the biggest goal. If anybody says that they voted for Biden, I can't stand you. You heard me. And if someone says they're going to vote for Biden in the future, I'll do whatever it takes to tear you down. But that's because I know what kind of person you are, which is a devil. Secretly hiding money in grants and then taking that money and pocketing it for the politicians. That's why Matthew McConaughey is hosting a green light experience for people to earn the grants. You don't understand all the documentation and the paperwork that it takes to get your country to assist you into helping America. You want to understand as I'm communicating to you, we as the middle class are drowning without structure. We have no structure. There's no structure here, folks. And then you're trying to take all of our money, ask for money from us. Garth Brooks is trying to ask for money from us to give money to the Ukraine. We've got Walter Mitty, the guy who played Walter Mitty, going over to the Ukraine to meet Zelensky? Who the fuck do you think you are? An actor meets an actor. Meanwhile, your son is a psychopath who doesn't know jack squat, and he's a rapist, just to let you know. Ben Stiller's son is a rapist. And he's on the Noah Beck team. They're all rapists. See, look at me scratching, although just to let you know I'm healed. That's what your children do to you. That's what this millennial Gen Z generation does to you. And I ain't afraid of them. Fucking nasty, dude. Keep taking your steroids, Noah Beck. You're nasty, gross. Hey, Dixie, I'm going to let you know he cheated on you the entire time. But you could call that rape, too. They're all Democrats. Charlie's a Democrat. Dixie's a Democrat. The D'Amelios are all Democrats. They're actually the lead... the parents of Charlie and Dixie are like the leads in, it's like mob bossing. So kind of like pimps, you pimp out these people. That's them. That's called you don't really have any parents, Charlie. My child would never attend the Coke party. Michael Rubin. If only you could see yourself in your photographs and really take a look at your devil eyes. Oh, you know, he's a billionaire. Who cares? What do you think it takes for someone like Michael Rubin to become a billionaire? What do you think it takes for someone like Michael Rubin to convince Gary Vee that's appropriate behavior to date a Monavand? Because Michael Rubin's married to a Monavand. I wish you really could see your content. It's so disgusting. And you all have children. You let your daughter go to your Coke party? And she had a blast. God is watching. God is, wait, let me see. I love you. This is me singing to Michael Rubin's little girl when she's little. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you. Or do you want to listen to J-Lo talk? Yeah, because you can get really swept up in the, what's it called? The fantasy of it. They're not real people, they're fakes. But they're really good at acting fake because they've done it for so long. And now they have a Bible. It's called the 12 and a half emotional ingredients, where they tried to train everyone to have empathy and compassion for them. When they're the leaders, that's not a good leader. Being a yes person as a leader is not a good leader. That's why you're a leader. Anyway, I think I've talked way too much, and it takes forever for it to download on this app. Just to let YouTube know. This was not a content creation discussion. This was a specific to the Michael Rubin Coke heads. This was specific to individuals in Hollywood. To let you know that you're not professional, that you're sex workers, you're prostitutes, and you do it for money, and you've been working with the devil. God didn't want J-Lo to be famous. J-Lo wanted to be famous. J-Lo was not Jenny from the block. Although if you know the Bronx, you know that people that come from the Bronx aren't good people. They're mean. Let me see if I can laugh like J-Lo. That's her hook. Babe! The hook. Ding! Loser. The butt. The hook. That does not work for us. God, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Okay, well, I'm glad I got this done because I really didn't want to do it. Too bad you decided to go the devil route instead of try to restore integrity with y'all's self, because we didn't have to take this public, by the way. However, God knew we were going to have to take it public because that's how psychotic you all are. With that being said, if you liked this video, make sure you tell everyone about it. I don't really care about your opinions on it either, unless you're talking about how they've abused you, because that's how you're going to restore your integrities with yourselves associated with people like J-Lo or Kim Kardashian or Mona Vand or Michael Rubin's wife. You have one-on-one conversations, working at restaurants, working with these people. Damn, I got to move some major energy for that. LA is a cesspool for psychotics. The funny thing about LA, though, is no one's from LA. So they recreated the culture, which is why I've been fighting for my hometown folks. Because I know what these fools would have brought to this county. And they already started with Philip Anschutz, another billionaire with Coachella. What a demonic devil, F-U-C-K-E-R, ugly ass. You should see him in real life. Yeah, I'm so brilliant. I'll take a crab cocktail and a beer. Okay, done with dinner. Let's go. That's how he hangs out with his family. Every night, same thing. A crab cocktail and a beer. Wait till you're on your deathbed when your daughter tries to steal all your billions. While your wife goes out there and plays the piano. Worship. Oh, wow, they're so amazing. They ain't shit. They definitely ain't no Bill Jones, that's for sure. Or Sally. That's who owns that location, you fool. And I'll do whatever it takes to take you out in every location across the globe that you're trying to take over. And I work, just to let y'all all know, I work with Bill Jones on a regular basis. However, you won't know how that works. I've known Bill since I was in my 20s. Early 20s, like 20. That man is like my, what would you say, brother, uncle, cousin, family? I'll just say family. Moving a little more local energy here from this video because I know you're all watching. You, and you. I'm just in my head. You, and 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 you, hold on, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and that's it. I'm getting stronger every day. Word. Okay, now I seriously gotta go. Oop, I forgot you. I'm trying to remember your name. As soon as I remember your name, then we'll seriously be done. Nope. They won't let me remember your name. Move, please. There it is. Move, please. Go. Okay, I got your name now, and I'm just gonna look because you got my little boy. He's in sports, and then I'll add in you, but you don't live here. What do you need? Get out of here, Hazel. You're getting in the picture. I don't really care if you're in the videos now. What is your name? Your name, I forgot. Oh yeah, I got it. I already have your rookie card. I think I already bought it. And then I'll look at you one more time. Y'all are stupid. And then I want to say I love God. I love you, God. You're the best. I love you so much. Dang, we did an hour today. Cool. Okay, it's going to take forever to download this.